Mr. Liner, as we drive around our beautiful state on the roads and highways, unfortunately, we often see a lot of litter. And we probably don't stop to think about what that litter can be doing to the future of Florida's environment. Can you tell us a little bit about that and your role with the Department of Transportation?
Yes, sir. The roadside litter is definitely a challenge for the state. Over the last few years, we've had an accumulation of roadside litter, and every year it charges or it costs our department money to go out there and pick up that litter. And one of the things that the department and the department's secretary has actually challenged us to do is come up with a roadside litter campaign to assist our Florida citizens and the department with helping us reduce the cost of our annual cleanup of litter on the state roadsides.
Well, let's give us a little bit of an idea about different kinds of litter that we regularly see on the roadsides and how long it will remain in our environment if somebody doesn't pick it up. Can you go through some of that with us?
Well, that's pretty much a Bernadette question.
Okay, well, we can do that.
Because she actually has developed it's called a decompometer.
Okay.
And the decompometer actually provides a gauge as to how long it takes for certain items, littered items, to decompose and back into the environment. Maybe Bernadette would like to expand on that.
Absolutely.
Let us know about that, because when I read through that list and getting prepared for the interview, I was astounded.
Yeah. Well, some of the things that we take for granted, cigarette butts, for example, 1 to 5 years, plastic bags, and the biggest amount of time it takes to decompose litter would be a glass bottle. People have no idea it would take over a million years.
A million years.
1 million years. Those are numbers that are quite astonishing. And what we hope to do by developing the decompometer and listing out the different types of litter and the time it takes to decompose, our hope and our intent is to give people a broader view and a sense of understanding. You should not just throw this out. You really need to dispose it in the proper way, and that's putting it, of course, in a trash bin.
Your agency and your superiors, I guess, at the agency ask you, we got to do something about this. We can't continue just to spend the money and not do anything. Tell us about the program that you are, and the campaign that you are creating to make people aware about this.
Well, to start out with, the Secretary of Transportation, Ath Prasad, had asked us to look into the possibility of creating this campaign. And we had researched what other states were doing and how they were being funded. And after we got finished with this research, we determined that some of the states were using federal funds, federal transportation funds from the Federal Highway Administration, to fund their statewide litter campaigns. And after we figured out the funding mechanism, we were able to move forward with creating and developing the Drive It Home, Keep Our Paradise Litter-Free campaign to educate Florida drivers on the importance of litter prevention and keeping our roadsides free and clear of litter and debris.
Ms. Morris, you and your agency have worked with Mr. Liner and the department to develop a multifaceted public awareness campaign. And one part of it has been a public service announcement, kind of encapsulating some of the messages. Let's take a look at that public service announcement.
Ever wonder how long it takes for litter to decompose? How about a paper towel or newspaper? 2 to 6 weeks. A cigarette butt? 1 to 5 years. That plastic bag? 10 to 20. A disposable diaper or plastic beverage bottle? A whopping 450 years. And for a glass bottle? 1 million years. Let's stop litter madness. Join the team and let's drive it home. Keep our paradise litter-free.
Okay, we just saw the spot. Tell us what you were trying to capture in that public service announcement and what you hope that the viewer will understand from that spot?
Well, as we shared earlier, the decompometer spot was designed to give people a really good idea of how long it takes to decompose our everyday basic items that we use on a regular basis as a motorist, from a cigarette butt to a bottle to a litter bag. Things take a long time to decompose, and the intent and the hope is going to be, as a concerned citizen, to keep our paradise, which is where we live, right here in Florida, litter-free. And by doing that, we have to do the right thing. So instead of just showing people that message by telling them directly, we created this product, a decompometer, that would give them a real good sense and understanding of the time it takes and the effects to our environment as well as our roadsides. And we hope that they will be able to grasp it in a much more influential way.
Well, you also created, other means of interacting about this among the citizens of Florida, some social media, and also you recruited some athletes that are well known to help create awareness. Talk about those strategies.
Well, we know that positive influencers are people that we look up to. And in our broad state, we are very fortunate to have 3 National Football League franchises. And by doing that, we wanted to reach out to the NFL and ask them to be engaged and be involved with us. And they did in a big way. So we were able to engage and have some celebrities to join us, current NFL football players from each of the football teams here in Florida. In Miami, the Miami Dolphins, we have Brian Hartline, and in Tampa, we have Mike James, and in Jacksonville, with the Jacksonville Jaguars, we have Jonathan Cyprian. We were also fortunate to have a NASCAR driver join us in the campaign, Scott Lagasse Jr., and we have an NFL pro legendary former NFL player that has just joined with us as well, Jason Taylor, and we have a pro golfer, Kenny Knox. So we have a number of celebrities, and the number will keep growing and continue throughout.
You also have a website that people can come to and find out how they can be involved and help out with the campaign. Who wants to tell us what that is? And we'll post it up on the screen. Who wants to say what that website is?
www.cleanflroads.com.
All right. So people who are watching this can go to that website and find out a whole bunch more than we can convey just in these few minutes. Mr. Liner, tell us about the timeline for this campaign.
The time period for this campaign will run through August of 2016. So by that time, we hope to have a number of signed athletes that will basically volunteer their time and effort to support this campaign statewide.
Well, let's say the athlete is signed, okay, what will these athletes who are volunteers do?
Well, part of what they're doing is working with us to develop messages. Florida Outdoor Advertising Association and others are providing free billboard space, so they will have an opportunity to share that information. We also have a radio campaign that is going to be running with some of these celebrities and athletes as well, where they're sharing that information to particular audiences. And we want to make sure that we target our markets very successfully. And by utilizing our athletes and working with them in our communities, we're engaging their involvement in a very large way.
All right, Mr. Liner, what are the specific goals? I mean, when you're trying to educate the entire Florida public who drive along the highways about the importance of not littering, how will you know that you really have had a successful venture here?
There is a challenge there, because the thing is, how do you measure litter on the roadside? How do you determine who litters, who doesn't, the consistency of how much litter is thrown during a certain period of time on a certain roadside? Those are the challenges that we're looking at right now. Presently, what we've been doing is we have a survey that we have done prior to the implementation of the campaign, And what we plan to do is a survey after the campaign is completed, and depending on the outcome of the final survey, will determine our successes in the program.
Ms. Morris, one of the things that, you know, litter is not just an eyesore. And this is the campaign, by showing how long these various forms of litter stain the environment, is saying is this is not just ugly, it's harmful. So finish on that note. We've got about a half a minute left. What would you like to say to people who are watching this right now about why they shouldn't litter?
Well, we have a social media campaign that's out, that's Man versus Litter Contest, and people have an opportunity to actually show a photograph of what's absolutely deplorable to them and what they're doing to be more engaged and more involved. So as people join us on our Facebook page, Clean Florida Roads, our website, cleanflroads.com, as well as our Instagram pages, and just hashtag Drive It Home, you'll have an opportunity to share, be engaged, be involved, and definitely make a difference.
Thank you both for being here, and good luck with your campaign.